must be the guy who's just taking orders at this company, like Daddy said. I'm the next CEO. Tell your daddy that I said hi.
Trouble busters!
Alan?
Yes, how can I help you, Layla? My name is Alan. I'm so happy that our assistant manager, Layla, is asking me to do her a favor.
I was wondering if you can help us conduct an interview.
Of course I can. I'll be more than happy to do anything for you. Next person, please enter. Oh, I'm over this. I'm so over this interview. What? What's wrong with this kid? Oh, wow, a red-headed man in his 30s. You must be Alan. He's disrespectful. Do you know me? Yeah, Daddy always talks about you. You must be the guy who's just taking orders at this company, like Daddy said. Taking orders at this company? How did this kid even get to this final interview? He's Mr. Kendrick's son. Mr. Kendrick is the HR manager. What? The HR manager? This kid has been acting rudely from the moment he walked in. No wonder why this kid ended up getting to his final interview. Can I go home now? You're hiring me, right? Can I ask a question? What is it? I'm the HR manager's son at this company. Human resources ain't no joke. Alan, you don't deserve to handle my interview. Okay, I'm sorry. Are you here to replace someone else? I work for the admin department. So what? That doesn't explain anything. HR department usually handles all the interviews, but whenever they're shorthanded, the admin department helps out. Even then, how desperately are you guys short to have Alan be the interviewer? Nathan, you can't say that to your interviewer. How do you know my name and Matthew's name? It's because Daddy always talks about you guys. Alan, my daddy always talks smack about you. I see. Can I get some examples? Whenever he makes a mistake or does anything that's useless, he'd use the term, I'm Alaning, when he's at home. You're kidding me. Your father always talks to me and tells me that he has high hopes for me. Oh, that's because he's hoping that you would mess up one of these days. He said he wants you to lose your career by screwing up down the road. That's terrible. Are we sure we want someone like that to be our HR manager? Shut up. Anyways, you're at the bottom of the hierarchy and you don't even deserve to talk. What else does Mr. Kendrick say about me? Oh, this one's gonna hurt you. Nathan had no hesitation to tell me all the things that Mr. Kendrick says about me, in addition to, I'm already hired. It's because he started talking about the back-end tricks about HR matters. I never thought this was going on. I was destined to be the interviewer today out of all days. I'll take this as is and punish the evil. I'm not letting him get away with this. Trouble busters. All right, it's finally over. When is my orientation gonna be? I'm hired, right? No, we're not hiring you. What? How dare you decline me? I'm gonna tell Daddy about this. Do whatever you want. Fine. I'm the next CEO. Tell your daddy that I said hi. Thank you very much for telling us everything you shared with us today. Wait, Mr. Allen, are you? Yes, it's going to be officially announced tomorrow. You're kidding me. You're lying. You wish I was lying. I'm not just wishing. You're lying. It's because you're lying. Please leave. Thank you for your time. I can't possibly approve this interview. You're extremely rude, Alan. I'm gonna end your career. Next candidate, please. You're gonna regret this, Alan. Tomorrow is gonna be the last day you work here. Please leave. I'm gonna tell Daddy. Matthew, can you help me with a message? Yes, sir. Can you please ask Mr. Kendrick to come see me first thing tomorrow morning? Sure, understood. All right, this is going to be my first task as a CEO. Good morning, Mr. Kendrick. Good morning. I'm sure your son told you about it, but do you have anything to say? About that. Well, your son is, how should I say it? He's quite rowdy. Yes, I'm sorry. It's okay if he's rowdy as long as he's healthy. Oh no, that only applies to boys in elementary school. Oh, no, this isn't what you think, sir. What do you mean by that? About everything that my son said to you. I can't believe that he told you all those lies. I initially planned on just focusing on petty rumors about me and tell you never to say it again, but... You're misunderstanding. Sir, wouldn't you know that those were all lies based on the demeanor you see from me every day? That's how I wanted to think in the beginning. Mr. Kendrick, you're so kind to other people, and I had no idea that you talk so much behind people's backs. Don't let my son fool you. Besides, even if I would have been saying things, would that even be a crime? No, that's not possible. If I take any actions against an employee for simply talking behind people's backs, that's way too personal. You're right. If you ever fire me for a reason like that, I'd have no choice but to report you to the authorities. I told you that I only planned on giving you a verbal warning about the weird rumors. Oh, I see. Wow, Mr. Allen, you're very positive-minded. No wonder you were chosen to become the CEO. Now, about the main topic. What? Main topic? Is there something else? I'm busy.
Sir, I'm coming in.
Hello, Melanie. Great timing. What the heck is going on?
As you asked for, I went ahead and audited all the interviews from the most recent 5 years.
Thank you. Audited the interviews? Why would you do anything like that? Your son was the cause of this. What? My son? Huh? He kept bragging about his daddy and made it clear that you hire people based on stereotypical judgments. He gave us quite some details. Did he? Really? He probably thought that I was just a random employee with no position. He probably didn't think that telling me all those things would have become an issue. I didn't even ask him, but he continued on and on about the things that you've done.
He sure had quite a lot of things to say about you.
I'm telling you that my son was lying! Rather than arguing whether your son was lying or not, I'm sure there must be evidence that you've been making unreasonable judgments during your interview process. Right, Melanie?
Yep, indeed.
Unreasonable judgments? What exactly did you look into?
Regarding the most recent 5 years of hiring decisions that you made, 90% of the new hires have been those who graduated from the same university as you, Mr. Kendrick.
90% is quite extreme. Do you have an explanation to make me understand you, Mr. Kendrick? Well, it must have been a coincidence. It just happened that the promising candidates happened to graduate from the same university as me. Melanie?
There had been candidates who would have been fit to our company based on the written and oral assessments, but you've declined those candidates' candidacy.
Do you have an explanation? It's all about the potential. Melanie?
When I looked into the hired candidates' history, it seems like there have been quite a few that we disregarded the fact that they've conducted misdemeanors and so on.
Are you saying that those who made mistakes in the past don't deserve to get a job? That's not what we're saying.
But why would you decline the candidates who seemed to be fit for our company through the written and oral assessments while you hired those who went to the same university as you?
I'm saying that mistakes in the past. You already told us that part, and that's enough. I wouldn't mind as long as I can get an explanation that would make me understand your decisions. It's from the experience that I gained through conducting interviews over many years in the past. I see. In reality, those who I hired who happened to go to my university have been successful at this company. In the past 5 years, there have been 2 new hires who graduated from other universities that we were successful with, while there were 6 new hires from my university. That's triple as much. This is an accomplishment, don't you think? Melanie?
You can't talk about numbers when you ignore the denominator.
What are you talking about?
I think you know. We hired 24 new hires from the university you went to, which means 25% of them were successful at our company, while we only hired 2 from other universities, which makes it a 100% success rate for those candidates. This is a huge difference.
Is that what you mean by the experience you have from all these years?
Those who have been successful were the ones who haven't graduated from the same university as the interviewer. As an HR manager, you would have already known this difference.
People are assets, and HR is the one who makes hiring decisions. And as the HR manager, you've been making decisions based on whether the candidate is your family or someone who graduated the same university as you. It just so happens to be that way. You can always say anything after seeing the results. If you would say things like that, I'm afraid I can't possibly interview anyone. Okay then, do you have any explanation about your son then? Why do we need to talk about our son? You didn't even hire him. He has nothing to do with this. Well.
Mr. Kendrick, your son is the living proof of your favoritism.
Living proof? Mr. Kendrick, can I ask how you have been making hiring decisions? I mean, my son is very smart.
He failed his classes in college. He also failed our written assessment, and he was probably the worst candidate that we had out of everyone else who applied with us this term.
In addition, he was extremely rude during the interview. The first thing he said as he walked in was, "You must be the guy who's just taking orders at this company."
Do you really think we'd hire someone like that?
My son said he never said anything like that. I'm the one who he said that to. I clearly remember. No! People tend to manipulate their own memories. You don't even have any proof, and you can't say these things about my son.
Mr. Kendrick, Matthew, who also attended the meeting yesterday along with Kevin, who called out on the day of the interview, had both been told by you to make sure they hired your son no matter what happens.
I don't know. I never said that. I need you to explain why you had your son get to the final interview then. That's because I felt a strong potential from him. I thought he'd be an asset to our company down the road because I'm his father. I'm already hired. Was that what your dad said to you? What else can there be? Don't you know how to use your brain? That's why he says you're always waiting for others to order you around, Alan. As per our protocol, I have the whole interview recorded. I've been telling you that my son just started saying these random things. I have all these proofs, and your words aren't convincing me at all.
Other than that, you have been trying to take a female candidate to the hotel lounge, calling it the special second interview.
It's a hotel with a lounge. It's the same thing.
You would take them into those hotels and try to even have an affair with those women, too.
That's a false allegation. I never did anything like that. Are you sure about that? Of course. I would never do anything like that.
Are you saying that the witnesses who testified to us about the complaints that they had against you were all lying to us?
Of course. HR personnel tend to be hated by those people who are looking for jobs. Things like this happen all the time at any company. Okay, I'm glad to hear that. Melanie?
Yes, I have the audio of you telling the victim that you would only hire her if she went to the hotel room with you.
If what you're saying is true, it means that this audio recording is faked.
Yep, we can listen to it without any concerns.
Wait, what? Are you saying that someone was recording me? It seems so. Oh my God! If the audio recording was exactly what the victim said...
It means that you made hiring decisions based on gender. When a company makes a hiring decision based on gender, it is considered discrimination, and therefore, we may file a lawsuit against us and also be ordered to retrain our personnel responsible for hiring decisions. When that doesn't happen, we may be publicly disclosed about our discriminatory hiring decisions. There is also a possibility of being liable to pay a penalty up to $2,000 as well.
Penalty may not necessarily end up with a criminal record, but... Huh?
Does that mean the company becomes liable and I take no liability about it? It is the company's responsibility to place a person like you as an HR manager, and since I'm at the top of this company, I'd have to take responsibility to a certain extent. That's too bad for you. But I'm doing this for the sake of this company. I'd take the hit and make sure I toss out the rotten apple from the barrel. Hold on. Didn't you say that you're going to be liable about this just now? Being liable means that I'm going to be fully responsible in taking action against the HR manager, who makes hiring decisions based on whether the candidate graduated from the same university as himself, who tries to hire his son in an unfair manner, who also tries to have an affair with an opposite-sex candidate to take advantage of the fact that he holds the hiring decision. Huh? You don't deserve to be working at HR, a department that alters people's lives. Huh? Does that mean?
I also discovered that you don't consider performance when it comes to promotion and raises, but you make decisions based on favoritism over those who you dislike, right?
That's not true! We told you that we did our audit. What you have done will only bring damage to this company and the employees.
HR that lacks logic and social ethics will only make the company potentially liable for unnecessary expenses through lawsuits that we may have to handle. This can be considered an abuse of power in human resources, and the abuser can be liable to pay penalties and also to compensate for the damages that they may have caused to the company and the victim.
The abuser? Could that be you? Me? You can't possibly decide on HR decisions based on favoritism. It's the last thing that should happen at the company.
I will look into further details regarding the promotions that have happened in the most recent years.
And upon doing so, if we happen to find any discrepancies in the appraisals versus the true performances of the individual, you better be ready for this. Oh, please, hold on. Is this how much you want to get rid of me from this company? HR decisions aren't games that aristocrats are playing. Oh!
Performance appraisal is something that should rate the team member based on their performance and accomplishments and come up with decisions that would affect their pay rate, promotion, or transfers. It requires fair and equal decisions, especially since it affects someone's income directly, and you take those duties extremely lightly.
Okay, I understand now. Can't you just look the other way for this one time? That's all going to depend on what you've done in the past.
As long as you've been following the proper steps in our company's pay raise system, promotion criteria, and hiring decision-making, you shouldn't get in any trouble.
I'm saying that I'm goddamn sorry because I'm not confident in any of those things you said. You're not sorry at all. What's your problem?
What kind of insincere HR manager are you? You shouldn't have even taken that position to begin with.
I feel bad for all the employees who are being judged by someone like you. The first task that I'm gonna handle as the new CEO of this company is to exterminate someone like you who would use your HR powers to treat people unjustly. Oh my God! We went ahead and audited every detail of what Mr. Kendrick had done during the time that he'd been an HR manager. We decided he was not fit for his current position and he was replaced. We've also charged him a $17,000 settlement for having him abuse his HR authorities, but he got upset over it and resigned voluntarily. There's no way I'm going to be promoted again at this company. I'm going to start this all over again at a different company. He thought everything would go the way he wished, but villains never deserve peace. He was sued by several women who were harassed by him through his interview processes. You're kidding me! I'm already 50 and I have a criminal record? There's no way I'm going back on track with my life! His wife left him, and he currently lives in a small, affordable apartment with his clone, Nathan. I heard they're arguing every day while they both work several part-time jobs to support their living. This was all your fault for saying those things during the interview.
You're my father! You should have cleaned up after the mess I made!
What did you just say? As for me, Melanie and I have been getting along ever since we worked together to punish Mr. Kendrick. She's very kind and calm, and I feel comfortable being around her. I hope I get to marry her. I'm going to work hard to get her heart. Trouble Busters!